Hey there, Scorpios. Welcome to my channel, Soulight Hypnotherapy. My name is Kirsten. I have your love and emotional dynamic all laid out for you for the month of August. I am using a new deck. They're called the Egyptian Oracle cards by Servino Baraldi. These really actually are Lavera Sibillas, which I love. That I have some new Sibillas, but they have tarot connotations here, so I can call this a tarot reading because I'm actually going to be reading this as a tarot reading, and using the images to intuit how those tarot messages interact, and then as needed I can go into the Sibilla meanings, but that would be really layered and detailed, and I don't have time for that. So, that being said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm using my spread that I created, or that was kind of spontaneously created, where this column here tells me what your who you are in the situation, what your true feelings and motives are regarding your love life or your partner. And this column here describes who your partner, person of interest, or external factors like other people, or a situation in general that will impact your love life or your emotional life for the month. How it's presenting itself is here, and how it truly feels about you and what its real objectives are should be in this column, this section here. So this is basically your external influence in your love life. And then this card here in this position tells me how you and your external factors or partner or person of interest interact, how you're interacting and how this ends up. And then these kind of side cards tell me how where you're coming from in this interaction, where they're coming from in this interaction, So some layers here. And then these final cards, which would be like the 6th position in the Celtic cross and the 10th position in the Celtic cross, tell me, where it's all heading, what you can expect to happen, because all of these dynamics happened. All right, where it's heading, how you're going to react and to your near future, or the near future that's coming towards you, and then the outcome and the advice. And then this section will contain some physical advice that you should take, that you can take, and this is like advice that you should take on a spirit level, right? And then I just got another clarification. Usually my outcomes, they're not definitive. These are monthly readings, and how much of a outcome can you expect? Situations are still pending in a month reading here. So I've always find this a difficult section to interpret, because I want to give you like, and happily ever after, and forever they were gone. No, situation is still pending here. This is just, the new dynamics that have come in. All right. So that being said, I can't find my little crystal. Where are you, crystal? Here you are. A little amethyst pointer. This actually biggest waste of money. This is very expensive because it's a special cut. It's a Vogel crystal. And in my impatience and wanting to bond with it, I didn't put it on a sturdy enough chain, and it fell and the point broke off, which kind of takes away its energy, its ability to hone energy. So this ended up being a pretty costly pointer. Anyway, this is a general reading, Scorpios. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. These readings take a lot of energy and a lot of time. And going forward, I don't know if I'll be able to do all the signs. Luckily for you, I am a Scorpio, so I'll most likely always do Scorpios. But other signs may not get readings from me every month going forward. But if you want a personal, private reading regarding your love life, which I am just doing love life readings, I don't really necessarily want to get into finances or health readings. Unless it's Reiki, then I can look into that and send you some healing. If you want to purchase a Reiki session, then we can do that. But as far as like these tarot readings go, I just kind of want to focus on love. And so I'm available for personal readings, and my information will be in the description box below. Also, because this is a general reading, and I read from one perspective, because it is general, it can be applied vice versa to your situation. You'll know whether or not it can be applied vice versa. Now let's get started. So reading these like tarots, you are depicted and are presenting yourself to your partner, person of interest, or situation in your love life as the Jack of Clubs, or sorry, the Jack of Diamonds, or in tarot this would be the Knight of Pentacles. It's the messenger in Sibylla. So it's receiving messages, receiving an important message that could alter your life. It's very important, and it's a card about any sort of communication. Could be even web communication, a letter, a parcel, an email, a phone call, a text. So be aware of communication, figuring strongly. This may also mean that your focus is on an earth sign person, a Virgo, a Capricorn, or a Taurus in the month of August. And as the Jack of, or the Knight of Pentacles, this tells me that maybe there's a pending situation for you with an earth sign. I'm going to put the card down now. Maybe there's a pending situation. Maybe you're waiting on communication, or maybe you're waiting on communication from an earth sign, or on some sort of slow-moving offer of love. It could even be a business offer or money that you're waiting on, because some of you aren't dating. Maybe your focus is on your finances or security or job search, because we got this Pentacles here. So you could be waiting on a slow-moving offer or communication with an earth sign, or in regards to business or finance. Or you could be considering an offer slowly. I feel like there's currently in your situation with a person, or in your love life in general, or maybe even in your finances, there could be stagnation or slow progress. But because we have the messenger here in Sibylla, which adds layers and dimension to the reading, you want this to speed up, okay? So there's impatience to speed things up, or impatience for the situation to speed up from external factors. Now, how your partner or person of interest or situation is presenting themselves. We have the Nine of Wands from Tarot, but I actually feel like this card more, I get more of the Three of Cups feel from this card, which is about parties, reunions, celebrations, reconciliations, coming together with others and sharing in a lighthearted, carefree, loving and encouraging, supportive way. This could also be third-party situations. I'm just telling you what Three of Cups means. And this is how your partner or your situation is presenting themselves in the month of August. Here you are, you're being very serious. You're waiting for someone to offer you something, or you're making a slow, deliberate decision about someone in a very serious manner, while they're good. They don't seem to be bothered by anything. The situation is pretty casual, easygoing, relatable, upbeat. This could be someone's personality that you're dealing with, or a group of people that you might be dealing with. But I feel like its energy is they're happy to be with you, they're happy to meet with you, they're happy to reconcile with you. If you were opposed to one another in the past, they're happy to share with you, to party with you, or to be intimate with you, okay? To come together with you. Any of those scenarios. This is the energy. And now I feel like this is your energy dealing with this, okay? You're the Nine of Wands and they're the Three of Cups. That's just my intuitive take on this card. So they don't see this situation from the same perspective that you do. They're not as serious as you. They're not serious. You're serious. They're in a good space. They know they have a lot to offer. And they can be selective right now. And they may want a casual encounter, or not to be too serious about whatever the situation is. They want to enjoy themselves and be in the present moment, and to look at their options and explore their options. This card can also represent communicating with old friends, or an old friend may want to communicate with you, because we've got the Eight of Wands here. Sorry, I've already looked over the cards, so kind of know a little bit how they're interacting. But I feel like it may be an old friend who now wants to be a romantic interest. Could be trying to look you up, or has looked you up. Or you could be communicating with old friends, coming together with girlfriends, boyfriends, hanging out, partying, casual sex. That's coming toward you, an offer for that. Or to connect and meet with someone or a group of people. Okay, that's what's coming towards you. That's what's being offered to you. And it could be helpful to you. This could bring you some happiness. And then for some of you, if you're don't have anyone, this could represent new suitors, meeting new people, right? Now, let me go back to this card. With the Nine of Wands is about, I don't have the traditional tarot in front of me for the Nine of Wands, but from your energy, you may be, like I said, this is coming towards you. So you're anticipating this arrival. You expect it. The arrival of this person, situation, or news from them. You may be anticipating it, hopeful for it, but at the same time guarded about it, because you've been through so much. You've been going through a hard time, or you've been through a hard time in general, or with this person or the situation before. So even though you expect it and you're looking forward to it, you're guarded about it. You may be feeling, because this card here tells me your true feelings and your inner motivations and objectives. You may be feeling, and I'm reading it in conjunction with this Nine of Wands here. You may be feeling tired, old, worn out with the situation, with the person, or with life in general. Or with waiting on this thing, impatient. Because we have the Nine of Wands, I know that you're strong and you're going to stick it out and show stamina and stay in the situation until you get what you want. You're not going to quit. You're not going to give up. Even though you're growing tired and worn out, waiting for someone to make a move, waiting for an offer to come through, waiting to know exactly where you stand in that offer, because there's ambiguity here. There's three parties here. There may be other interests, okay? They have selections that they can choose from. Or they just don't see it as serious as you, right? So when I read this card together and this is their energy, they're taking their sweet time, making a choice, making a selection, getting serious. They're taking their sweet time. They're enjoying themselves right now, the way the situation is. How you feel, your true objectives are, we have the old lady from Sibylla, the Two of Swords from Tarot. So you may be feeling, based on the Two of Swords, indecisive about your situation, about this person, the situation that you're in, or your love life in general. Maybe you feel like the Knight of Pentacles, you can't make moves. You can't go forward. You're at a stalemate with the Two of Swords, a crossroads. Or you don't know what direction to go in, you know. You don't know if the direction you're going in is the right one, because you're not clear on where they're coming from. And I feel like with the old lady, she represents soulmate connection. There's a strong connection with you and this person, your person of interest, or with your situation. If you're not seeing anyone, then she could represent a strong desire to connect with your soulmate. Okay? But there's a strong connection here, and you could be dealing with a soul connection here, or a strong karmic situation. Right? This could be past life stuff. Yet you feel indecisive and blocked with the Two Swords. At a stalemate or at a crossroads in your life or in this relationship. Maybe you can't make a clear decision until you know where they're coming from. You can't make a clear decision. You're trying to figure this out with the Knight of Pentacles. Which way to go? How to go forward? Maybe you're not even sure how you feel about it. This can be a card of waning interest. She's getting older. Time is passing by. The situation is decaying. Right? So you could be losing interest. Or maybe you lost interest already. It's not alive for you anymore. Slowly fading away. I know I'm using a lot of abstracts, so I hope you guys can follow. Please let me know by your comments and your thumbs up if this resonates. Some of you may not know how you truly feel about this person or the situation because of loss of interest, because of the waiting, or because of because maybe because this can be third party. Maybe there was some betrayal in the past, or you didn't feel you were a priority or important enough that it was just really casual. Used and discarded for some people, okay? For some people. That might be the energy, okay? So, I feel like you're waiting on clarity from, because we have this Ace of Swords here. You're waiting on clarity from this situation or this person, to know where you stand with them and what it is they really want. Until then, you can't make progress. We have this Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands, you know, in tarot would be those rods that are up in the air. And so the situation is up in the air. Maybe it's in suspense. Maybe there was a reconciliation in the past and you two came together, or you had an agreement, something that you were working on, you were working out, or you met with someone and it looked pretty agreeable, like this thing could work out. It gave you hope. It lifted your spirit. Yet some cloudiness and murkiness came back into the situation. And now the Knight of Pentacles, he doesn't move. He's standing still. He could be moving, but he's standing still. He's blocked. She's blocked with this Two of Swords. The situation may have looked promising in the past, but now it's blocked. So what happened? What happened? You may be asking yourself, what happened? What's going on? This isn't developing. I thought it was going to develop. It's not happening. This is someone who's worried about their security. This is someone who may need some help. As a side note, some of you may have an older woman, a mother figure, a grandmother, or an elderly person that you're dependent on, or who's dependent on you. They may give you some advice or some help or support in some way, or you may need to give them advice, help, or support in some way, because they're strongly in your feelings environment, okay? So, there's some sort of self-serving interest in this as well, but I don't want to go down there, down that road. These readings can sometimes reveal so much, and it's confusing to do them. That's why they take a lot of energy. Okay, so that's how you feel. You're indecisive because you're waiting on them to be clear, to maybe make a selection, to show you proper priority, to choose and select you, to make a decision in your favor, or to be more serious about the situation in general. And you can't decide how to go forward until then. Things are up in the air and suspended, in suspended animation. That's what it feels like for you. And you feel like time is running out, and you may feel like you're getting old, or you're just tired of the situation, yet you're sticking it out because you have the Nine of Wands. You're going to stick it out and see where this leads, because you need help. This is someone who's dependent on someone's help. So you have a need for this thing, and some of you, like I said, could be focusing on a relationship that you want, that is permanent, and this is also future security. That could be long lasting, brings future security, or you're focusing on your future securities, your finances, a job, whatever, whatever what is impassioning you. But you feel like you can't move until you know where you stand with someone or something. They kind of hold all the cards, or you've given them that power. Now, how they feel, now let me go back to this. This card is your past situation. Why you feel this way, why you feel this indecision. Like I said, there might have been a reunion, a reconciliation, or a meeting that took place, or an agreement, and you thought you were on good ground, and then all of a sudden the progress stopped. And now you don't know what's going on, what happened, and you don't know how to go forward. Now, and you may be losing interest as you wait, or you've lost interest, but you still want to stick it out. Sorry, sometimes I have to repeat it to myself so I can remember where I'm at. Now, presently, actually, I want to go back to this card. This is their feelings, their thoughts and feelings, okay? Their true motivations and agendas. We have the, in tarot, we have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is about leaving a past situation behind that no longer serves you. And I feel like with their attitude, which is pretty casual, easygoing, upbeat, not serious, in pleasure and enjoyment, just wanting to share and come together, have it be easy, not serious. Their attitude here is I have a lot of desire for this thing, for this person, for you. They have a lot of desire for you. They want it to work out, but if it doesn't fulfill them, then they will move on. This is a little bit self-serving, because this person is on their own path right now for fulfillment and satisfaction, and they're going to do what needs to be done in order to. They're going to do what needs to be done in order to get that fulfillment. Sorry, I'm in one of my moments where I don't know if I want to talk about those of you that are in relationships, those of you who are dating, those of you who are single, because it can apply to everyone. There's just, they have an energy of being able to move on if they don't get their satisfaction. And so, but I don't want to say that as ominously as that, but I'll just leave it at that. That's the energy. Now, at present, we have the Nine of Cups, which is represented by the dog card here from Sibylla. And the dog is about loyalty, stability, dependability, a true commitment, best friends, absolute support and devotion. So I feel like, okay, even though this person or the situation is lighthearted, can move on, is right now fulfilling itself and finding its enjoyment in, you know, this easygoing attitude or other interests, it can be faithful, it can be stable, it can offer you, it has a lot to offer by the Nine of Cups. So much to offer. It's highly attractive to you. So there's a strong connection or strong attraction that you may have to this person or to this situation because it has so much it can offer. And if it would offer that to you, it could be really good, stable situation. It could be the answer to your prayers or a wish come true for you, right? Because you want a soulmate, you want a situation that's very fulfilling and that is could prosper you as well. And I feel like this situation could offer you that, or person, if they wanted to. So that's how they interact with this energy. And how you interact with this energy is as a lot of concerns with the Nine of Cups. A lot of concerns, a lot of worries, a lot of need, right now. And so you have all these cups that you would like to get fulfilled, and they could definitely fill it. However, maybe they just want to give you 3 cups worth right now, if that makes sense. Sorry. But you may and I say that because the card, how you're interacting with this energy and with them is the Five of Cups, Five of Hearts. So even though this card here depicts, these readings are a little more difficult to follow, I guess, if you look at the cards, guys, because I'm reading both Tarot and Sibylla, right? But with the Tarot, the Five of Cups, you're reacting to this energy as with sadness. So I don't feel like you're getting fulfilled. You're acting with this energy of loss or disappointment with the Five of Cups. And with regret, missing or longing something, right? Or carrying a past pain with you into this situation. So your vibration is out of alignment with this Nine of Cups. There may also be because here this is a card about communication, the Eight of Wands. And I said this energy here is blocking communication or blocking what looked like progress. And then this is news, communication, phone calls as well. So there may be missed calls, missed messages, or a missed opportunity because we have regrets here. So you're feeling like you may miss an opportunity or have regrets this situation could fill your cups and you have a lot of need and concern, they have a lot to offer, there could be a missed message or delayed message. Check your messages. Make sure you don't miss an opportunity. This is also someone who feels very heavily about their situation. It's emotionally impacting them. They're disturbed or distraught about it. There's some internal suffering going on, and a need to express your feelings and to communicate your needs, right? And that will lift your heart and your spirits. And like I said, there's some sort of a blockage here about doing that, or an actual physical communication that gets missed, and you're not able to get this suffering, get relief from the suffering. So make sure, the cards are just warning you as advice, physical advice, to check your messages or to express yourself and your needs as honestly and as purely as you can to your partner, right? So that they can, and I think they would be willing to fill your cups, you know? Maybe not all at once, but more so, here we got 5 of Cups rather than just, you know, in my depiction, the 3 of Cups. They'll give you more. So there'll be more satisfaction, you see. And then we look at the Sibylla card here. There's enjoyment, there's love, there's union, there's sharing, and there's stability. So if you can communicate and get this get that interaction going and communicate clearly what it is you want, and honestly, I feel like they'll give you more of what you want. Now, how they're interacting with this energy is, even though they're casual, lighthearted, not taking it too serious right now, maybe they're looking at other options, they're being, you know, selective and enjoying themselves, they have so much to offer, to give, that maybe they have a lot to share, a lot to offer. Maybe they've just got too much going on, I'm not sure, but they're taking a lackadaisical approach, slow approach with you. They just want things to just develop slowly. Or they're not rushing it. They're not rushing it. But at the same time, there's a rush and an urgency coming from them. And that could be just a passionate rush or urgency to meet with you, to share with you, to be intimate with you, to talk with you, okay, on a more superficial level, but not so much give you that dependability that you're looking for initially. But there's a rushing in and a coming on strong and a very passionate energy or behavior from them, an attraction to you. But I feel like they don't want to be weighed down by your heaviness. Okay? Because they could easily, if they don't get their satisfaction or their happiness or their fulfillment, they can move on elsewhere. So, there's a lot of levels that I'm seeing and feeling. I'm just trying to figure out how to convey it to you guys so you follow and don't get lost. Because as your outcome cards, you have the Queen of Swords, or you have the Enemy in Sibylla, which is not a good card, and the Ace of Swords, which is also not a good card in Sibylla. This is a card of sorrow, enemy and sorrow. But as a tarot, we have the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords, which isn't so bad. So I feel like you may have a tendency to be very direct. Maybe you're going to place a really high value on yourself or price on yourself, okay? And that may come off really strong for someone who has so many options, okay? Now, what I'm going to say, a lot of people don't like it when I give advice. They say it's bad advice, but it's spirit advice, so, and sometimes that cannot pull any punches. So what I'm seeing here is the Nine of Cups can be a card of haughtiness, knowing that you have a lot, and you can sometimes be greedy or overindulgent, or think too much of yourself when you have the Nine of Cups. It's a good card, but it can have those connotations. I feel like it's saying that to me right now for you. You may place too high of a value on yourself, which is never bad, but in this case, you might be coming off badly, because this Queen of Swords, she speaks very directly. She speaks very matter-of-factly. Sometimes she can hurt feelings because in her expression of her truth, she doesn't always consider the feelings of those around her and may come off insensitive. So sometimes what she says can be taken the wrong way, or taken hard, or be seen as being hard to deal with, or difficult. So you could be making a situation harder on yourself through, or making a situation hard for someone by placing too high of a price on it. So let's say if it were a job, okay, even though this is a love reading, you might negotiate for too high of a price. You might at this time, because you have so much need, you might need to bring your price down, humble yourself, and be more realistic about your situation. And because even though this is the Knight of Wands in Tarot, it's the Footman in Sibylla, and the Footman in Sibylla is someone who has a lot of ambition. He is a servant of the house, but he wants to actually be the owner of the house, and he's quick to want to obtain this status. Sometimes he can do manipulative things to get there. And so, wow, this is a really long reading. Sorry, guys. So, I'm going to wrap it up. So, maybe you need to recognize really your situation and your station at this time, and maybe settle a little bit. And I know that's not going to go over well with a lot of people, but I think you need to humble yourself and don't place too high of a price or opinion on yourself at this time. Unless you absolutely discern the situation is just unworthy of your time and energy. But I feel like you're attracted to it and you have a strong connection to it. And as long as it shows itself to have some integrity, which I think it will with this Nine of Cups and this dog here, you might want to consider this advice. Because if you don't, you could self-sabotage. She's pouring poison on this fruit. You could actually self-sabotage this opportunity, okay? And you could miss an opportunity that could be really good for you, Scorpio, by doing this. And the cards were also saying flattery can go a long way to help your situation. Pour honey on this and not poison. Speak with softer words, more flattering words. Be gentle. Be softer in your expression, because they don't want anything too hard or too difficult, okay? Be compliant. That's how you make the situation work, so that they don't go off and find someone else. It's about obtaining and maintaining their interest. If you want to get what you want, and you can get what you want, you've got the Nine of Hearts here. You can get what you want, but you need to apply this advice. I don't think you're going to apply this advice because we have the Queen of Swords here as your outcome. But you can still change the situation. But I don't think you will, because the Queen of Swords here and the Ace of Swords tells me you might end up being disappointed or feeling like you missed an opportunity based on overvaluing or overestimating yourself or the situation, and basically putting yourself out of a desirable price range. Let's put it like that. And you can apply that to your love life however you like. I forget what this card means, and I'm just going to look it up really quick, this final card. But I use a lot of different decks, and I take copious notes that I refer to as I do my readings. That's why I do them slowly, because I want to give you as much information as I can. This card is about again, this card is about waiting on a lover to return or waiting on a situation. And because it arrives so late, there's a loss of interest or putting it off for now. And I feel like a pride gets hurt. And that overvaluing and overestimating, that pride situation gets in the way of something that could be really good. So this could be just, again, it's just reiterating that you could self-sabotage, Scorpio. So try not to do that. And ease up on the situation, ease up on yourself. Some of you may be dealing with online dating. Be careful of deception. I think there's good people out there, but there's also frauds. And I do see some disappointment here in the online dating scenario. Someone could represent themselves one way, but actually be another way, and you could get hurt. So just use discernment and go slowly if that is the case, if you're doing online dating. I hope that you enjoyed your reading, Scorpio. I'm sorry that it took so long. I hope that you enjoyed the cards. Please let me know if it resonated with anyone. And if you'd like a personal reading, you know how to reach me. Blessings, my dears. Bye.